What's going on, guys? Today we're doing something a little different. I'm actually going to check out Sean's 2004 Lamborghini Gallardo. You guys got to see this. Let's go.
So big in the windows black, got the light bulb lit up, double chrome down stacks. Yeah, we love to get them dirty, but still they so clean. Custom offsets, team stances, the team, we on top of it now. We ain't never gonna fade, so you better get ready, we're taking over the game.
What's going on, guys? This is Handz Onn. Like I said, I'm here at Custom Offsets TV. We're going to check out Sean's car. It's a 2004 Lamborghini Gallardo sitting on amazingness. Why don't you tell them a little bit about it, Sean?
I pretty much have been dreaming about this car my entire life. When I was 8, I had a Trapper Keeper with the Countach or Diablo. I know it was red, and I said I have to have a Lamborghini someday, so pretty much busted my ass, and this is what we picked up last October, and it was 100% stock. So it's a silver car underneath there. It came with the yellow calipers and the yellow stitches is the package. I think it's like an SE package, but it's an 04. So what I did was I spent months and months and months. I begged people on forums. They refused to tell me what wheel sizes I could do. So I literally had to work with Lexani and ended up picking out the Lexani Forged. What we did was 20 by 9. You know what, I'm gonna have to get my cheat sheet on the offset. I looked at so many offsets, I honestly can't tell you. 20 by 9 plus 40 is up front. So the plus 40 puts it almost perfectly flush, Junior. If you kind of look straight down, I think just the tips of these spokes that stick out go out past that fender, which is what I wanted. We wish we could have filled this a little more with tire. As far as tire, we went with, it's a 235, I think. 255 30 20. So even with that, if you take a peek inside there, Junior, you're gonna see that we actually had to pull and cut the entire fender liners out, and then we installed some mesh, some stainless steel mesh, because what was happening is there's fins, because the rotor fans are inside the bumper here. So they would, the fins would hit on the rubber even with that size tire. So we absolutely maxed out the offset, maxed out the width with a 9-inch, and maxed out the tire size on the fronts, and then had to cut all that out. Some people say that you shouldn't do that, but we're wheel guys, we're tire guys. We want to stuff that thing the best we can, even if we got to start cutting up the Lambo. Luckily, we have Jake on the team at Offset's Garage. He comes from a world of exotics. There's no freaking way you'd have caught me cutting on that thing. Right. But Jake was able to slam that together, put those stainless mesh in there. He actually built custom aluminum frames inside of there.
I don't think there's too many people that would want to be like, oh, let me just go ahead and rip this apart.
No, I get nervous putting air in the tires.
And then the back tire is actually bigger.
Yeah, so we went with 21s in the rear. If you ever look at the Gallardo, the front wheel well is actually smaller than the rear wheel well. So the eye, if you put a 20 and a 20, the eye says, why is the back tire smaller? So we actually went with a 21 by 11, and And this is the Lexani Forged again. This is a style that just came out. There's no way I'm gonna remember that. I'm gonna cheat. It's got like a number instead of a name. But it's the Lexani Forged LZ753. So that wheel basically had just come out. I believe it's a 3-piece wheel. And if you look at it, you know, the spokes stick out actually past the barrel, which is a really cool design. And this one gets quite a bit of concavity because it's an 11-inch wide.
Is there an actual offset on that then?
That's plus 40 as well.
Plus 40?
So they're both plus 40, but this one's 2 inches wider, which gives it more of that concavity and that sucked in spoke look. And then on the rear we went 295/25, which as it turns out, I better make sure, I'm almost positive. I've had, yeah, 295/25. And what, these cars are all-wheel drive. And the rule is on all-wheel drive, you have to have within 1% the total height of this tire to the total height of this tire. Because otherwise the front's spinning faster or slower than the rear.
Yep.
You're supposed to be within 1%, we're within 3. And the reason is they don't make a tire combo with the 20 in the front and the 21 rear within that 1%. So the risk we're basically running is it could wear out the front differential. What's awesome on these cars is you can actually remove the front diff, remove the axle shaft, remove the axle shaft, the short shafts to the front wheels and stub them, and then go to rear wheel drive, which would be a shitload of fun anyways on the corners. Right. So we basically are just gonna run it. If it wipes out the front end, then we're just gonna pull all that out. I think it drops like 250 pounds also. Oh wow. So the car's already like 3,300 pounds. It'd be closer to 3,000 without it. Because these things are all aluminum, so the whole body on this thing is aluminum.
Is there an actual reason why the staggered setup? I mean, does that?
If you come look at the car from the rear, I mean, so the goal is to get perfectly flush. That's always mine. And then the only thing that pokes out, like I said, are these spokes. So if you look at the rear of it, and the only way to do that on the back, you can't put a 9-inch, otherwise you'd have this crazy offset. You'd have to go way low offset. So we went with an 11-inch, and then from the rear, I mean, you look at that massive tire when it's pulling away from you, and it's more of the look. But, you know, kind of to your point, the minute you stagger a setup like this, you cannot rotate. So there's no way to rotate the tires on this. So you basically run them until they're done. And
the wheels are directional as well, right?
Yeah.
There was a left side, right side.
Yep, that's what's kind of funny too. So if you look, this has to go here, the wheel. It can't go on the other side. They literally run, there's a left hand and a right hand, and then the tires are directional. So when you're mounting and balancing something like this, you have to pay complete attention and know exactly what you're doing, or you'll be doing it twice.
You said it was originally silver. Why don't you talk about the wrap?
Yeah. And
it's a wrap as compared to painted.
Yep. So a Lamborghini keeps a lot of its value because of keeping it stock. Like I said, we trimmed some of that front fender, but that's a $500 reversal. Making it from all-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, there's a lot of people that are comfortable with that, and there's a lot of people going to that. But we didn't want to go and change the paint color. And the cost for most people to mess with something like this is extreme. Now, when you wrap it, you literally are just laying a giant vinyl sticker over the entire vehicle. It lasts right around 5 years, and it's right around $4,000 to $5,000, depending on how crazy you get. And then we just worked with Auto Trim Design and Nina in Wisconsin here, and we kind of picked out a color. But if you look really close on this color, it's called a Graphite Metallic. So it's got a metal flake, but yet it's matte. So it's got a matte finish, but there's metal flake inside of there, which they showed us that, and I was like, yep, that's the one. And then we went with the matte black roof, the matte black engine cover, matte black spoiler and rear vents, just to throw it off, and then the big old matte black decals on the side of the car. And then for the marker lights in the tails, we actually had them tint it, but it was glossy, and it was the only glossy thing on the car. So we had them come back and they put a matte clear film over the tint.
And that was kind of like the other highlight video you did with the truck with the 5 stars on the top.
Yep, with the cab lights, same concept, because it just takes that shininess. And then up on the headlights, and I was kind of looking at those. For the headlights, I've always struggled with how huge the headlight is, because the headlight is really here for the Gallardo. So I kind of came up with this concept of taking vinyl and turning this into body and covering up that orange signal, which I don't like. You can still, it's still legal in my opinion. And then you put a black border to basically give the illusion that the headlights got a lot more angry and a lot more triangular. And then the windshield's tinted 50%. The side windows are tinted 20%, and it basically paints the glass. I mean, you can hardly see inside this thing. Not that it has very big windows anyways.
Not that you can make any detail out when you're on 100.
Right. Not me. You know, I've gotten this thing scooting, but she gets so light so fast on the road because the whole bottom is a skid plate, so the whole car starts to float. But
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not excited about this car at all.
No, it's just, I mean, it's just the detail, just everything together. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous car.
Yep. To say I put some time into planning this one would be an understatement. I would say what I think, and you helped out a lot with the graphic designs and stuff. Would we do 50, 60 designs of this thing?
Yeah, at one point it was what, about 3/4 of the way done, and then you had them rip the wrap off and do something.
Yep. We were going to do something embossed on the front, and we ended up not liking it and had them tear it all off and start over because we wanted it perfect when it was done. We know that this is a once-in-a-lifetime car, so we really wanted it to be our flagship. And the whole concept behind this car is this is to kind of test out and try the luxury car, the luxury wheels, and the luxury fitment side of the world. And it was a lot of fun. I mean, I really do hope we start seeing some customers looking for stuff like this because it's a challenge to find the fitment, but once you do, and that's what Custom Offsets is all about, we've got this shared out there now so anybody knows what this fitment is versus the world I walked into when I was asking people on forums and they're just basically blowing me off and telling me to go figure it out by myself, which is frustrating. But
Right on, man. No, it's beautiful.
That's my G-Ride, man.
That's it. Make sure you come, check it out, subscribe, youtube.com/custom offsets. Subscribe, they're dropping videos, you know, 2-3 times a week. Come back, lifted trucks, lowered cars, everything. Check it out.
Peace.